Have you ever found yourself in tears, only to look over and see your cat staring at you, completely unbothered? Or maybe, just maybe, they come closer, rubbing against your leg or curling up beside you. It makes you wonder, do they actually care, or are they just responding out of curiosity? Cats have a reputation for being independent, even aloof. But if you've ever had a moment where your cat seemed to notice your emotions, you might have asked yourself, do they understand when we're sad? And if they do they actually care? Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of feline emotions. Do cats recognize when we're upset? Do they try to comfort us? Or is it all just coincidence? The truth might surprise you. Cats may not express emotions the way dogs do, but that doesn't mean they're completely indifferent to how we feel. In fact, research suggests that cats are more perceptive than we often give them credit for. Studies have shown that cats can recognize human emotions by reading facial expressions, tone of voice, and even subtle changes in body language. If you've ever spoken to your cat in a cheerful tone, you might have noticed their ears perk up or their tail flick with curiosity. But if you're upset, your cat might react differently, becoming more alert, cautious, or even choosing to keep their distance. One study found that cats respond differently when their owners are smiling versus frowning. When their human appears happy, cats are more likely to engage, approaching them or showing signs of relaxation. But when their owner seems upset, some cats mirror that emotion, appearing uneasy or even avoiding eye contact. It's not just about recognizing a specific emotion, it's about how that emotion affects their environment. Unlike dogs, who have been bred for thousands of years to work alongside humans and read our cues, cats developed as more independent creatures. That means their ability to recognize emotions is less about obedience and more about observation. They notice patterns, they pick up on changes, and while they may not always react the way we expect, they are, in their own way, aware of how we feel. When you start crying, your cat might respond in one of several ways. Some comforting, some indifferent, and some just downright confusing. Unlike dogs, who often rush to their owner's side when they sense distress, cats have a more subtle, individual way of reacting. Some cats will come closer, gently rubbing against you or sitting beside you as if they're offering silent support. Others might meow, a behavior that some experts believe is their way of communicating with humans. And then there are cats who will stare at you, wide-eyed, as if they're trying to process what's going on, or perhaps just wondering why you're making those strange noises. Interestingly, some cats will even mirror your mood. If you're tense or upset, your cat may become more alert, twitching their tail or watching you closely. This could be because they associate your emotions with potential changes in their environment. After all, if their human is upset, something must be wrong, right? On the other hand, some cats will simply walk away, seeming completely unfazed. But that doesn't necessarily mean they don't care. It could just mean that they don't understand what's happening or aren't sure how to respond. Cats are creatures of routine, and when something disrupts their sense of normalcy, like a crying human, they may choose to retreat rather than engage. Ultimately, how a cat reacts to human emotions depends on their personality, past experiences, and even their bond with their owner. Some cats are naturally more affectionate and in tune with their humans' emotions, while others are independent and prefer to keep their distance. But just because a cat doesn't react the way we expect, doesn't mean they're completely unaware. They may just be processing things in their own mysterious, feline way. While cats may not express comfort the way dogs do, some felines do show signs of emotional support in their own unique way. If you've ever been crying and your cat suddenly curls up next to you, purrs, or gently headbutts you, that might be their version of saying, "I'm here for you." Purring is one of the most common ways cats provide comfort, not just to themselves, but potentially to their humans as well. Studies suggest that a cat's purr has a calming effect, with frequencies that may even promote healing and reduce stress. So if your cat purrs while sitting near you when you're upset, it's possible they're trying to soothe you in the only way they know how. Some cats will engage in physical contact, rubbing against you, sitting on your lap, or kneading with their paws. Kneading, often called making biscuits, is a behavior linked to kittenhood, when they needed their mother's belly to stimulate milk flow. When a cat does this to you, it can be a sign of comfort and affection, almost like a feline hug. Other cats might bring you gifts, though their idea of a gift can sometimes be questionable. If your cat suddenly drops their favorite toy, a sock, or even, in some unfortunate cases, a bug or a small prey animal at your feet, they might be trying to provide for you, offering something that brings them joy as a way of helping. Of course, not all cats react this way. Some may simply sit nearby, watching quietly, or remain in the same room rather than leaving. This too can be a subtle form of comfort. Unlike dogs, who are more likely to actively intervene, cats tend to offer companionship in a more passive, gentle way. So while your cat might not leap into action when you start crying, that doesn't mean they don't care. Their comfort is just quieter, more understated, but no less meaningful. Not all cats react to human emotions in a way that feels comforting. In fact, some may seem completely indifferent when their owner is crying or upset. But does that mean they don't care? Not necessarily. Cats are naturally independent animals, and their emotional responses are different from those of dogs or even humans. While some cats will show signs of concern, others may simply observe from a distance or even walk away. This isn't because they're heartless. It's just that their instincts don't always drive them to intervene. Unlike pack animals who rely on social bonds for survival, cats evolved as solitary hunters. Their way of processing emotions is more about awareness than direct action. Personality also plays a big role. Some cats are naturally more affectionate and attuned to their owner's emotions, while others prefer to keep their distance, regardless of the situation. A more independent or aloof cat may simply not know how to respond to something as unusual as a crying human. To them, your tears might be strange, but not necessarily something they feel the need to react to. Breed can also be a factor. Some breeds, like ragdolls and Siamese, are known for their strong emotional bonds with their owners and may be more likely to respond when you're upset. Others, like British Shorthairs or Maine Coons, tend to be more independent and reserved, making them less likely to engage when their owner is crying. Another reason a cat might seem indifferent is that they don't fully understand human crying. Unlike other forms of distress, such as loud noises or sudden movements, crying is a behavior they aren't naturally wired to recognize as a sign of danger or urgency. While they might notice that something is different, they may not interpret it as something that requires a reaction. But even if a cat doesn't respond in a way that feels comforting, that doesn't mean they don't care. Their way of processing emotions is simply different from ours. Some cats express affection and support through subtle actions, choosing to stay in the same room, maintaining eye contact, or simply carrying on as usual. To them, staying nearby might be their version of offering silent companionship, even if it doesn't look like concern in the way we expect. So, do cats really care when we cry? The short answer is yes. The long answer? It depends on the cat, their personality, and how they interpret human emotions. Some cats will actively seek you out when you're upset, offering comfort through purring, rubbing against you, or simply staying close. Others may observe from a distance, unsure of how to respond or even seem indifferent altogether. But that doesn't mean they don't recognize a change in your mood. Unlike dogs, who have been bred to respond to human emotions, cats operate on their own terms. Their way of showing concern is often subtle, choosing to sit nearby, offering a gentle headbutt, or just staying in the room as a quiet presence. Even if they don't always react in the way we might hope, many cats do recognize when something is different, and in their own unique way, they may try to offer companionship. So if your cat doesn't come running when you cry, don't take it personally. They're not being cold-hearted, they're just being cats. And if they do offer comfort, even in the smallest way, cherish it. Because when a cat chooses to show affection, you know it's genuine. What about your cat? Have they ever comforted you when you were feeling down? Or do they just stare at you like you're acting strange? Maybe they do something completely unexpected. Share your stories in the comments. I'd love to hear how your cat reacts when you're sad. And if you love learning more about your feline friend, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a clawsome video. Thanks for watching. and give your cat a little extra love today. You never know, they might just be looking out for you in their own special way.